It's going to be tough inside. I think it's going to be one key is going to be making sure you limit touches inside, make them score from the outside, and if they shoot well, you're in trouble, but if they don't, it could go your way.
Well, since you mentioned keys, let's get to those officially now. They are brought to us by L.D. Smith Plumbing, and we start with no fear, and that applies to Westfield.
Westfield's got to attack the basket and not be afraid of those shot blockers inside. Get them in foul trouble because without Mila and they are not as deep without their two starters. That's something that they've got to take care of.
Let the stars shine, and this is directed towards South Bend, Washington. The role players played well, but you also kind of got to know where your bread is buttered if you're Coach Reynolds and company.
Most definitely. Rashonda Jones has got to step up big, and Maya Reynolds has got to be big, as well as her sister. So if those stars can shine, they'll be fine in this game.
And then simply put rebounding, and probably who wins the rebounding battle will likely win this game.
We've already seen the two teams in the consolation game did not shoot the ball well. Often the case in a second game of a one-day tournament. So you've got to rebound the ball to make sure you get some easy putbacks, and also to make it so that other teams don't get other easy putbacks. Who's going to win the rebounding is going to win the game.
Again, starting lineups will be introduced coming up in a matter of moments. First things first, we'll have a performance of our national anthem before this evening's championship game. This quick reminder that we'll do this all again tomorrow on the boys' side of the ledger. And much like tonight, the Westfield Shamrocks will feature accordingly. And we'll take on Connorsville tomorrow at 11 a.m. in our first of the two boys semifinals. That'll be followed by Homestead and Cathedral. Championship game tomorrow night in the neighborhood of 8 o'clock. Our consolation game in the vicinity of 6 o'clock. In the same places where you found the game tonight, you can be able to find them tomorrow. We're going to have a quick presentation that's going to take place before tonight's game. With that, let's go ahead and step aside. We'll come back with more of the pregame festivities in just a moment as you're watching on ISC and MyNDTV.
At Ball State University, our promise is simple: to empower the success of our students. Our students benefit from immersive learning, innovative academic programs, and state-of-the-art facilities. Ball State offers a distinctive yet affordable educational experience and the ideal environment to prepare for a fulfilling career and a meaningful life. We inspire Cardinals to transform their communities, to revolutionize their industries, and to make a difference. We fly. Are you ready to fly?
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score! We were able to kind of sneak away for a quick time out before we get tonight's national anthem and starting lineups announced. And the presentation that is taking place at center court as we speak, there is always a scholarship that is presented to one player in each of the girls and boys Hall of Fame Classics. And it is Elena Thorne of Washington that has won that award on the girls' side. And if you weren't with us in our last game, Elena is a Lilly Scholarship winner. She will have 4 years of education, room and board paid for at any university in the state of Indiana. Mom and dad out there at center court recognizing her accomplishment as well. The scholarship value that is attached to this from the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame is for an additional $1,500 to the Thorne family. Congratulations to Elena. And certainly I think she also has a chance to be nominated for the all-tournament team, which we will recognize after this game.
Yeah, she had a great day of basketball, and great to see her recognized as a student athlete, stellar student athlete.
#1 in her class at Washington High School. And now we will keep it right here as we will hear the performance of this evening's national anthem.
Who was a
Tonight's national anthem before the contest. These two teams will wear the uniforms they had on earlier today. Westfield will be the visiting side, so let's go ahead and get to their starting five for head coach Jenny Smith, Kelleher, Crockett, Tebby, Roby, and Haley Remax. Clearly defense will be a key for all five of those players, but from an offensive standpoint, opposite Crockett, what do her teammates need to do to make this be a successful evening for the Shamrocks?
Well, I think you've got to make South Bend, Washington play some defense. Move the basketball, get good looks so you can get some attack points from their ball reversal. Anytime you can do that, they share the ball well, and I think Alyssa Crockett is a big key to that. She shares the ball extremely well with her teammates.
Again, Crockett had 12 points in the morning session. Chesney Tebby had 12 points as well. It wasn't a lot of offense for either side in the morning contest, and in part because of what both teams were able to do defensively. Again, as Westfield outlasted Franklin by a score of 42-40. So the starters about to be introduced for Jenny Smith's team. There was a great story about Jenny, her son Braden, the entire Smith family that Cal Neddenrip did in the Indianapolis Star this week. Jenny has announced this is going to be her last year coaching at Westfield. She's going to focus on watching her son Braden play for the Purdue Boilermakers. There is a younger son in the Smith family that is making his way through the ranks at Westfield High School as we speak as well. And this is a senior-dominated team. Crockett, Roby, Tebby, and Remax, all seniors in the starting five for this Westfield team. Westfield, part of an absolute meat grinder of a sectional. As of the beginning of this week, the 6 teams that make up that sectional, the 5 largest schools in Hamilton County, plus Zionsville, were all rated in the top 16 of the Sagarin ratings. Numbers 3, 6, 10, 12, 14, and 16 all play in one sectional.
That's going to be an unbelievable sectional, and in some respects you hate to be in it, but in the other respect, man, what great games they're going to be every night.
South Bend, Washington, their starting 5, again an adjustment because of no Mila Reynolds and no Shamara Allen. So it's Amaya Reynolds, Rashunda Jones, Raya Wilson, Kira Reynolds, and Lauren Gillian. Of the 7 players in uniform for South Bend, Washington, 4 of them freshmen tonight.
Well, they still have plenty of talent to go around, and I think the key to them is Amaya Reynolds. She gets the ball in the right spots to the right people, and hopefully they can get those role players who have been role players for them to keep shining tonight like they did this afternoon.
Well, that was part of the story. Lauren Gillen averages 2 points a game. She had 11 in the victory. The Reynolds sisters combined for 32. All 7 Panther players scored in the 56-28 victory over the Hatchets of Washington. Let's recognize our officials for this evening's game. That is Chad back on your left, Ashley Crawford, and Kenya Jones. Round out our officiating crew. Again, presented by Andrew Prince, Realtor. Final thoughts for this one goes live.
Well, I'm just excited to see both teams compete. It's going to be a fun, you look at the matchups right now, it's going to be a fun defensive battle between both of them. Got shot blockers on one side, and then I think Westfield's defense is just solid. They contest shots, so it'll be interesting to see how each offense overcomes those defenses.
I'm not sure if Alyssa Crockett looks up many times that she's in the center circle.
That's true.
That is the case tonight with Kira Reynolds.
Well, the one thing that Crockett has on Reynolds is experience, senior versus freshman.
3 different Big Ten universities represented by signed letters of intent or verbal commitments in this game.
Big Ten is strong for sure. It'd be fun to see these guys at the next level.
I even have a Big Ten color commentator in the broadcast booth with me.
You know, I'm going to be a little biased to the Big Ten.
Kira Reynolds misses. Alyssa Crockett the rebound.
First look inside. Westfield did a nice job of just walling up. Just walling up on her.
A little extended zone defense here by South Bend, Washington.
Yeah, little 2-3.
Remax from the elbow, doesn't get it.
If they give him that shot, she missed it that time, but that's a 15-footer for Remax. She can make that.
Crockett weaves through traffic and was fouled. And that'll be on the reach from Wilson, the freshman. And so Alyssa Crockett will shoot 2. Crockett 90% on the season from the line. Went 2 of 3 in the morning game.
It's a good take by Crockett to the basket. Gets past the outstretched hands of Reynolds. Gets to the free throw line where she is pretty much automatic. Don't want to jinx her, but she is automatic.
Some players are impervious to the broadcaster
she
jinx.
didn't listen.
She is one of them.
That's good. Westfield's going to pick up in a little extended 1-2-2 zone here.
Some of this is because it's simply what Westfield does, but also you got to think you're kind of playing the game of attrition with South Bend Washington having 7 players in uniform. That's going to be a jump ball. Arrow will send it the other direction. Good look for Amaya Reynolds that did not go.
Well, with that half-court trap, they can maybe keep Reynolds, kind of in check in terms of giving her that advantage down low.
Washington kind of, again, monitored their minutes, able to kind of coast to the finish line this morning against the Hatchets of Washington High School. Spot up 3, right side does not go for Roby, but the rebound pulled down by Collinsworth.
Good skip pass. They're finding that weak side very well.
Runner with the left hand does not go. Roby struggled to find the range in the morning game. She had 4 points, just 1 made field goal.
Well, you see how
Jones with the left hand.
Reynolds affected that last shot by Roby trying to take it into the lane.
Roby is the other double-digit per-game scorer, along with Crockett for this Westfield team. They average 55 a contest.
Looking weak side, trying to get that backside, see what they can get out of it right now. South Bend Washington did a pretty good job of recovering to it.
And again, Westfield does not mind playing any more deliberate pace. And Crockett at 6'2" can see over that zone.
That time Amaya Reynolds almost got that skip pass.
And eventually they did. Over by Westfield, their first of the game. Reynolds lost it, got it back, and got fouled. So Amaya Reynolds will shoot 2. That foul will go against Tebby. It'll be her first foul of the game. Let's thank our friends here in Henry County, Indiana, where basketball is center court. Experience iconic sites like the Hoosier Gym, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, and right here, the world's largest high school field house. You can also discover enriching, entertaining, and recreational experiences throughout the community. Make memories that last a lifetime in Henry County, Indiana. Visit hoopsandhenry.com to learn more. Reynolds goes 1 of 2. And no Mila Reynolds tonight, missing with a knee injury for South Bend, Washington. Crockett against the backside of that zone, squares, fouled, and 1. Savvy play by Crockett.
Not only savvy, but she took it right at Reynolds, had gotten good position, a terrific pass inside, and you see she just used the pound dribble to gather herself and go up strong, gets the and 1 opportunity, and that's a foul on Reynolds.
Reynolds again had to deal with foul issues in the morning game. Crockett now with all 5 for the Shamrocks. Last year, Evans Memorial, the winners of this event. You can play in this event once every 4 years because you get 2 additional games on your schedule to play in this event. Just part of what makes this such a special opportunity for teams across the state. Basket cut by Amaya Reynolds. Crockett alters it, but Amaya gets it back, got fouled, and she will have 2 more free throws.
Nice little flex cut by Amaya Crockett coming across the lane. Just enough space, and you can see she's a very good jump shooter. She gets up in the air, adjusted her shot a little bit because it was about to be blocked.
And gets the friendliest of rolls.
Yep, used pretty much every bit of the rim there.
Let's thank our friends at Bailey and Wood, Indiana's hometown mortgage lender. For all your home purchase and refinance needs, contact Bailey and Wood, 317-535-4804. So 5-3. We said in the keys, let the stars shine. Crockett and Reynolds have all the points so far. Here's Roby. Extended pressure by South Bend Washington.
Good ball movement by the Shamrocks, just looking for a little bit. Washington does a nice job of covering up lanes, so there's not one wide open.
And Crockett is a capable three-point shooter. Solid ball handler as well. There's a hand in the passing lanes by Jones. And Crockett, one of 2 Hamilton County players that'll play at Michigan next year. Kate Clark of Carmel is the other.
And now Westfield just trying to find an open spot, an open jump shot. South Bend Washington in that 2-3 zone doing a great job of just covering not only passing lanes, but they get hands on balls, they get deflections.
Driving, kick, Tebby turns it down. Roby lets fire and connects. She had 1 3 in the morning, has 1 this afternoon.
That was a nice play because that got the kick out, extra pass, that left an open jump shooter.
South Bend Washington's losses have come to 4A competition. North Central by 6. That's going to be a blocking foul against Olivia Roby. And there was also a loss to Homestead for South Bend Washington. We saw this Washington squad in the Sneakers for Santa shootout at Brownsburg High School over the Thanksgiving weekend. That was where that loss to North Central came. Reynolds maybe got away with a little bit of the chicken wing that time, but
a little bit.
Not a foul if it's not called. She gets her first bucket. Collinsworth. That ball was last touched by South Bend Washington. And this is a tough team to pressure for Westfield because they're just so experienced.
Yep. Savvy guards, they can all handle it. They've played together enough that they do a nice job of breaking any kind of pressure.
16-5 a year ago with the Shamrocks. Lost to Fishers in their first postseason game. Deep 3, Collinsworth nestles into the bottom of the net.
You got that kind of shooting, that'll help bring that zone out.
Jones, good move. Now Kira Reynolds for 3. Not that time. Gillen tips it out, but Collinsworth will track it down. Crockett for the basket cut to Remax. Missed it short. Put back, missed it again. But then picked the pocket of Reynolds and scores it.
Just that extra effort.
It's an 8-2 run by Westfield. 3, Reynolds not there. Kira Reynolds will track it down. She'll drive and score. And then a timeout going to be called, a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Reynolds and South Bend Washington. After the bucket, what's the timeout here for at the other end?
Well, I think right now he's just talking a little bit about how they want to adjust on defense down here, because the last couple of times Westfield's been able to get a couple of shots and also just taking care of the ball. They don't give up an easy basket like they just did. On the other end, I feel like they are quick shot a little bit, work the basketball a little bit, and they can get better shots than what they're doing. They're settling maybe, perhaps. So maybe that's what he's talking about.
Community First Bank of Indiana is a team of genuinely helpful local bankers who love supporting the Westfield community. And the bank is a proud sponsor of local athletics. Learn more at cfbindiana.com. Member FDIC. Monique Mitchell checks in. 5'11 freshman, 4 points in the morning game. Jemiah Parham's the other player that you'll see tonight. That's it, just 7.
South Bend Washington has gone to a man-to-man. But as you notice, they'll have Kira Reynolds just kind of hanging out in the lane.
Another 3 for Roby, not that time, and Mitchell with the board. Jones. Now Reynolds. Good take by Mitchell, the freshman. My goodness, she deserved better than that. That was a good move.
That was a good look, just popped out. Better ball movement that time by South Bend Washington. Got a good look at the basket.
Rudolph and Kelleher about to check in for Westfield. Man-to-man stays this trip down for the Panthers. Remax, a deep 3. That does not go. And the fight for the long rebound, Jones touched it last. You'll see Westfield play 8 to 9 at times.
We talked about that second game just kind of giving your legs a rest in that first half, just trying to get through, because we know playing 2 games in one day can be difficult.
Pieces for Westfield largely interchangeable other than Crockett.
She'll stay on the floor because of that most of the time. Might give her a little quick break.
Without even looking at the box score, my estimate, it's going to be an offensive foul against Westfield. That's going to go against Kelleher, but I'll check the box score to see how good my guessing skills are.
Okay.
I'm going to say she played 34 of 36 minutes.
That's probably about right.
In the first game. I was one off. She played 35.
She played 35. She got 2 30-second breaks.
You're right. She came out twice. You got it.
Yep.
Spot up 3. Good looking shot for the future Boilermaker.
Shunda Jones. She's somebody that if South Bend Washington's going to stay in this game, she's got to pick up her scoring.
5 points for Washington. Slice the lead from 8 down to 3. Ball goes left side. Runner off the side of the backboard. Fight for the loose ball. Touch last by Westfield. So Kiki Lovelace enter for Westfield. She played briefly in the morning game. Tebby returns. Washington a chance to potentially tie this time down. Now Reynolds going to work. Up, under, pretty move. And finds the bottom of the net. She's got 6.
She's just really smooth, got good pace, doesn't get too high or low, just kind of gets that move down, and because of her size, she's tough to guard.
Sometimes it looks like she's not giving effort. She's just that smooth of a player.
Yeah.
So 7 in a row for South Bend Washington. Clock on your screen. Wilson got her hands on it and forces a foul. Second Westfield giveaway.
Well, sometimes too, you watch her play and you forget she's a freshman.
Right.
And being a freshman, you oftentimes have to handle the emotions and all of that.
Jones, runner, no. Reynolds had it and couldn't get it back. But again, South Bend Washington slices an 8-point deficit to 1 going to quarter number 2. Championship game of the Hall of Fame Classic. We'll show you the latest bucket by Crockett going to break here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
How would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going to
before.
happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Oh, baby, that got me awake. The worm has turned in Logansport.
Look at that play.
The lob underneath, and if you don't get any picture perfect more than that.
That young man will be glad that our cameras were here for tonight's contest.
Tonight's coverage on ISC and MyNDTV, presented in part by Ryan Owens of Allstate Insurance. Basketball fans, do your insurance business with a basketball guy. Call Ryan Owens of Allstate on the south side of Indy. Number on your screen. Search the Owens Agency on Facebook. You're always in good hands with Ryan Owens and Allstate. Reynolds up and under. Give it to her. It was the middle of the 3 sisters in the morning. It's the youngest of the 3 that is getting the job done for South Bend Washington as they have scored 9 in a row.
Strong bat move to the basket, got Crockett moving one way, just the step through and the finish.
Reynolds missed it to the right on the free throw. All of her teammates had backed off the line. 1-point lead for the Panthers. They lost to Silver Creek in last year's 3A state championship game. Good drive to the basket. That's the younger of the Crockett's. That is Aubrey. A freshman is getting some minutes here. Rashunda Jones. Pretty move. Couldn't finish. Crockett. Big rebound in traffic. As this game speeds up, that benefits South Bend Washington. Tebby just lost the handle. Third Westfield turnover.
She's running a little high post pass. Got Amaya down in the paint.
Good move, got bumped and one. So Amaya now with 5. That is her first field goal. Now on Kelleher, her second.
Looking for matchups right now. They got Amaya Reynolds is a little bit bigger guard. She's able to get down in the post. They get her the basketball. She gets an up and under. Missed the free throw, but got the N1 opportunity.
Make it 11 straight points now for South Bend, Washington. Three, not that time. And Jones the rebound. Shot was taken and missed by Rudolph. And after a few trips, you kind of go, okay, you got to get Crockett a few more looks here if you're Westfield. Reynolds on the drive, shot blocked. Crockett got that one.
Good defense by Crockett. Boy, Reynolds going hard to the basket.
Kelleher drive and kick. That 3 does not go. Kira Reynolds the rebound. That was Tebby that took it and missed. Tebby yet to score in this game. She had 12 earlier. Gillen lets fire, and she had 11 this morning too. Couldn't get that one to go. And now Kelleher racing down the floor. Reynolds altered the trajectory of that one. However, loose ball eventually picked up by Tebby. Now Alyssa Crockett with a look. That one does not go. And Reynolds touched it last for the Panthers. Shamrocks been sitting on 13 now for a few minutes.
Yeah, they have.
Kelleher will check out.
That last bucket for Westfield was about a minute and a half to go in the first quarter.
Again, Amaya Reynolds got a piece of that. A casual handoff that time from Mitchell.
Yep.
Didn't cause any problems.
Coach Reynolds about to lose his mind on that, and understandable.
Drive on the attempt. It'll be 1 plus the bonus as Rudolph whistled for the foul. You see Steve Reynolds. Played at Bethel in Western Michigan after playing at South Bend Riley High School. Played briefly professionally overseas. Teaches at South Bend Washington High School. Reynolds with this one. She's now got 6. And she averages 7, but without her sister Mila on the floor, taking a much more aggressive offensive approach in the 2 games today. After this game, South Bend Washington has 6 games left to go in their season. They got a little time before their next one. I don't think Mila's going to miss too much time. Crockett 3, not that time. Good rebound by Rudolph. Wilson got some ball, but got some body too. And a pair of free throws coming up here.
Good offensive rebound just to keep that alive. It's a good look for Crockett, just missed it. Anytime that happens, just got to hit the boards. That's what she did.
So 2 free throws coming up for Westfield. First one is good. Tonight's game presented in part by Henry County, Indiana. Experience iconic sites like the Hoosier Gym, Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, and the world's largest high school field house. You can also discover enriching, entertaining, and recreational experiences throughout the community. Make memories that last a lifetime in Henry County, Indiana. Visit hoopsandhenry.com to learn more. Rudolph goes 1 of 2. She'll check out as Roby will check back in.
That 1 point broke the 13-0 run that the South Bend Washington had been on. So maybe that'll unlock it for Westfield to get going here in the second quarter.
It was a Westfield team that trailed for better part of 3 quarters in the morning session against Franklin. That's going to be an ollie off the foot of Jones.
Clear out play for Rashunda Jones, and she's trying to get her around the corner. Good defense that time, just kept her out to the outside. South Bend Washington staying in that man-to-man. Remember, they started in that zone. Since they've gone to man-to-man, they've given a little bit of trouble for Westfield. Haven't solved it yet.
Looking to drive. That's a blocking foul on Jones. 4th team foul against the Panthers.
The Panthers aren't very deep, so they've got to be careful here. If they get in a little bit of foul trouble, they're probably going back to that zone.
Yep. They've played just 6 so far tonight. Just 7 in uniform. All alone. Crockett missed it. Again, there's always that fear. Where's the next player with height coming from?
Yep.
Several.
Especially for a freshman.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's just in that spot. Makes it tough.
And Amaya.
Doing a 1-4 low here. Just see if they can get Amaya some space to do a little bit of work.
Just content to take a little time off the clock again. Kind of a built-in breather for your teammates.
Yeah.
He's going to go to work. Pull from the elbow. Left it short. Now numbers for Westfield. Crockett gets downhill. Good closeout by Reynolds. It's going to be a jump ball. The arrow will keep it to the Shamrocks. And again, that's not something what you saw that offensive possession is not normally, but Washington would do.
Yeah.
When you're limited on players,
you're
trying to buy a few seconds here or there.
You don't want to take a timeout just to get a rest.
Crockett on the basket dive. Lets Reynolds fly by and scores it.
Reynolds had to avoid that foul. She can't pick up that foul, so good job by Crockett with the fake.
Jones at the other end finds Gillen, her first basket of the game.
Rashunda Jones can get to the hoop effectively. Did a nice job of sharing the basketball for Gillen.
And this is a South Bend, Washington team that is first in the state in points per game at 73. They're not going to hit that tonight because of how good the team they are playing is defensively in Westfield and because they're playing a slower tempo tonight. But it shows you what they're capable of doing. Almost a steal. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Wilson. So 15 foul. Mitchell will come back in for South Bend, Washington. Tebby will exit, as will Aubrey Crockett. A little flare screen here for Roby. She's made one three-point field goal. Remax on the free throw line, not that time. Kelleher had the rebound, and Mitchell just ripped it right away. Jones, pretty move. Couldn't finish, but gets the rebound. Mitchell, nice play. Mitchell, her first basket of this game. Now 5 of the 6 players that have played have scored for South Bend, Washington. Kelleher, again, let Reynolds fly by and scores it.
Westfield doing a nice job of pump faking, getting Reynolds in the air, letting her come back down so she can't block that shot.
It's a 4-point game, and again, South Bend, Washington content to pound the pavement a little bit. Jones, scoop, couldn't score it. But he'll take that shot every time down. Crockett flying down the floor and draws the foul and almost got an and one opportunity. She'll end up getting 2 from the free throw line. So as Crockett steps to the free throw line, let's thank our friends at the Indy Card Exchange, where they are actively buying collections from all eras of sports cards. Follow on Facebook and Instagram or go to IndyCardExchange.com for more info and see how you can make money off of your collection. So Crockett with 8. Perfect 4 of 4 from the stripe. Here's Parham's coming in. Played 19 minutes in the morning game. Crockett with 9 to lead the attack for Westfield. In fact, she leads all scorers at this juncture. It's back to a 2-point game.
Going to run that same play with Amaya Reynolds up top. The 1-4 low, see if she can get to the basket, either for herself or giving it off to one of her teammates.
Can't beat that play.
Her sister.
Sister to sister.
Yep.
Kira's got 10.
If you help up on Amaya, that leaves her wide open. If you don't help up, Amaya was going to the basket. That's a tough one to defend.
1 minute left to go before halftime. And it's been at the pace of Westfield. Panthers still.
Yeah, 2 and 3, back in their 2-3. Trying to get to the half without foul trouble.
Roby, right idea, but throws it away. Fourth Westfield turnover. Collinsworth nearly picked the pocket of Mitchell. We're going to get Rashunda Jones right back in the game, giving her a bit of a breather. Jones giving Parhams a breather.
Got a couple, like 30 seconds, a minute out of Parhams. It's
Yep.
about all you're going to get from her, which is okay. Gave Jones a breather, and also, just like I said, trying to keep people out of foul trouble.
Reynolds going to work. Just elevates over Tebby. Couldn't get the shot. There's Mitchell. Crockett with the block. Crockett tied up. Arrow will keep it here.
Just a good battle on both sides.
Yep. Come down for Westfield. Can you get enough defensive stops against the Reynolds sisters? Double screen for Amaya. That shot does not go, and Crockett works the block out, drill to perfection. Lets it hit the hardwood. Rocks will obviously hold for one here. Got to go quickly, down in single digits. Crockett will drive and made contact with Reynolds. Shot will not count, not in time. Tebby could not get it to go, and that is the end of the half. So South Bend Washington used a 13-0 run to go from trailing to in front at halftime. The score, 24-20. Panthers lead. We're back in a moment as you're watching the championship game of the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic on the ISC Sports Network.
At Forum Credit Union, we help members plan for life's major milestones. Our team of wealth advisors work with members at every stage, from changing jobs and 401ks to creating wealth plans for future generations. Learn more at forumcu.com. At Forum Credit Union, our small business professionals work with local companies to help them prosper. We know that running a small business is more than a full-time job, and our services give you the guidance and support your business needs. Visit forumcu.com to see how.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Back in Newcastle, 24-20 our score at the break. Lead for South Bend, Washington, the championship game of the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic. Let's thank our friends at Community First Bank. Here's a quote from a Community First Bank customer. Community First Bank is a great bank with friendly staff. They're a positive influence within our community, and they treat customers of their bank like friends and family. Get to know them. More online at cfbindiana.com. Member FDIC. We'll have a member of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame join us for a special conversation next. First, this brief timeout. At the break, our score, South Bend, Washington, 24, Westfield, 20. Championship game of the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic. Back to Newcastle after this on the ISC Sports Network.
At Ball State University, we welcome you as a learning partner from day one. Our students bring creativity and determination to each aspect of the learning experience, from the classroom to the community. At Ball State, we help students turn an emerging passion into an enduring purpose. Our beautiful campus, welcoming environment, immersive learning, and collaborative culture provide the ideal place for you to pursue your journey to a fulfilling career and a meaningful life. We fly. Are you ready to fly?
Have you ever heard a song or jingle or a certain slogan that you just can't get out of your head and you think about it all day long? Well, here's one that's going to stick in your head for a while. Dig the gig. Come on, say it with me. Dig the gig. NLBC is offering you a gig of residential fiber optic internet for just $99 per month, where fiber optic service is available. Dig the gig right now for $99 at NLBC.com. NLBC, your life connected. Oh, and dig the gig.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And, of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! My goodness, what a shot!
Hello. Did it again.
Hello!
Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kind of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello. There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Welcome back on ISC and My Indy TV. Again, it's halftime of the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic with South Bend, Washington leading Westfield by a score of 24-20. We are joined by a member of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame and one of the dominant high school players of the 80s at Warren Central High School. Not to mention her great days in the SEC at Auburn University. It is Linda Godby that joins us now. Linda, thank you so much for the time, and what's it like being back here in Newcastle for this Hall of Fame event?
It's great. It's always great to be back here. I haven't been back to this tournament for a long time, so it's really good. I've been on the women's committee for the Hall of Fame for the past couple years, so it's good to kind of step up and spend some time with Judy and see some great basketball. What's
it like to see the young talent that we have on the floor of this game? As we referenced to start the broadcast, there are 3 different Big Ten schools that are represented on this floor. Thoughts what you saw in half number 1?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's and I'm always looking for the big girls. So it's nice to see some big girl representation. And so the Reynolds family has got that quite a bit. But yeah, there's other great players out there. So it's just really fun to come out here and watch them. Just your thoughts about how this sport has grown since your playing days a couple of decades ago. Oh gosh, I'm sure that television coverage has grown quite a bit. And I would hope to say the crowds have grown quite a bit, but yeah, just a lot of big following, and I still have people that come up to me and say that they really love to watch women's basketball, that it's just more of a pure game, and really enjoy that aspect of it. What was it like to make the jump again from a great high school, a large high school in Warren Central, but to go from that level to playing in the Southeastern Conference? It was a big adjustment for me, but I will say I came in with 2 other girls, as 3 freshmen, and Sue Parrish put us through hell. And when I got there, we did time miles in high school. We lifted weights hard in high school. And when I got there, it was very hard and it was an adjustment, but I felt like it wasn't anything like that crazy. I'm like, oh, we did this in high school. We did that in high school. I still don't like it, but we did it. So she prepared me very well. And this is not only the, kind of the way you stay connected to the game. You work in downtown Indianapolis for the NCAA. Tell us about it. I do. I work at the NCAA in the championships group, and the NCAA moved from Kansas City in '99, so only 1/3 of the employees moved. So I got lucky and got in, and I've been in championship ever since. So I've been working with a lot of different championships over my 20-plus years at the NCAA, but it's a great place to work. All right, I've got a bunch of friends that work in the championship division as well, so what championships do you work with during the course of a given year? Currently, I do Division III women's volleyball in the fall, and then Division I men's and women's swimming and diving in the winter, and Division I women's lacrosse in the spring. It's a lot of travel. I don't really do a lot of traveling, and that's okay right now. So I'm good to hold down the fort at home. All right, sounds good. Linda, thanks for the time. And again, thank you very much. Congratulations on a Hall of Fame career. Great to have you here in Newcastle tonight. Thanks for having me. Again, Linda Godby, former Warren Central Warrior and always an Auburn Tiger, kind enough to join us at halftime. Jane Schott will be joining us coming up in a matter of moments. Again, our score at the break, South Bend, Washington leads Westfield 24-20 here on ISC and My Indy TV.
Oh, baby! That got me awake!
The worm has turned in Logansport.
Look at that play. The lob underneath, that is. You don't get any picture perfect more than that.
That young man will be glad that our cameras were here for tonight's contest.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, Your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. So many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Brady.
Hello!
Did it again.
Hello!
Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kind of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Back inside the world's finest high school fieldhouse. Greg Rakestraw, Jane Schott with you. South Bend, Washington leads 24-20 at the break. Tonight's broadcast presented in part by Ball State University. Listen to these numbers. Ball State has a 95% placement rate. Ball State has a 16-to-1 student faculty rate, and 80% of Ball State students can qualify for financial assistance. Indeed, we fly at Ball State. Some highlights flying by as we speak. Jane, overall impressions on half number 1.
Well, I think it was really both teams just kind of jockeying for good offensive sets, and late I thought that South Bend, Washington did a good job of getting to the basket, getting some opportunity, finding a way to stretch that first half when they had a little bit of foul trouble. They needed to save their legs. On the other hand, Westfield, they were really doing a good job in that first quarter, started to run away with it, and then South Bend, Washington came back. So see if Westfield can regroup here at the half and get it going again.
Kira Reynolds, 10 for South Bend, Washington. Alyssa Crockett with 9 for Westfield. South Bend, Washington leads it by 4 as we are at halftime. Third quarter action comes your way next here on ISC and My Indy TV.
Brewer jams it home. That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net. A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim. 6 of them.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
McCulling in time. Oh, no!
It's good.
This one is caught.
There you
go.
go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
One more half of basketball left to go here in Newcastle for the day. Then we'll do it all again tomorrow. Westfield, again, will be in the boys as well. It's the first time that has happened to have a high school play in both the Boys and Girls Hall of Fame Classics.
It's pretty cool.
Since the host school Newcastle did it back in 2006. They'll take on Connorsville tomorrow in the 11 o'clock boys game. That'll be followed by Homestead and Cathedral. We have a champion to crown here first. 24-20, South Bend, Washington, with the lead, Westfield, the basketball.
We're not talking.
Crockett left alone. It hasn't knocked down that shot tonight, but that's part of her repertoire, part of why she's going to be playing in the Big Ten. Reynolds on the drive, got fouled, and won.
That's pretty acrobatic. That's a tough shot to stop there. She gets in the lane, going to her left, and puts it up over her right shoulder. Just a little enough English so that it kisses off the glass and slides in. Nice move by Amaya Reynolds.
The Reynolds family has 19 of the 26 so far for the Panthers, and it stays that way as she misses a second free throw. She had made 6 of her first 8 attempts from the line. Jones will poke it away.
Rashunda Jones is a great defender. Plays well, hard on both ends of the floor.
How do you see her skill set? Again, she's got another year to play here at Washington, but how do you see her skill set translating to Katie Gerald's in Purdue?
I think Katie Gerald's system is perfect for Rashunda Jones because she's got to defend, but she can also create a shot for herself. Doesn't do it as much on this team, but I think she's one of those players that's going to get better and better. She's got a lot of upside.
Gillen with the rebound as Crockett misses another look from distance. Crockett with 9 points in this game. 2 of 6 on the floor in the first half. Scoop and score for Kira Reynolds. The freshman's got a dozen.
I'm not sure how you defend that other than don't let her catch the ball, and that's tough to do too.
On the drive, Crockett, shot blocked by Reynolds. And even Crockett at 6'2" is not used to seeing that size opposite her.
Kira's so long. Still keeps her body away.
Kira came in averaging 10 points, 9 rebounds a game.
Almost averages a double-double.
Jones gets the roll. So the 3 stars without Mila Reynolds playing tonight all get a bucket to start the half, and in the blink of an eye, it's a 10-point game. In South Bend, Washington, clear number 1 in Class 3A. The drive by Roby, she got fouled, and Olivia Roby will shoot 2. And again, I think there's little doubt that South Bend, Washington is amongst the best teams in the state, period. And their losses are North Central and Homestead.
To 4A teams.
North Central, in fact, has wins over both these 2 teams tonight. North Central lost yesterday to Evansville North, however. Bit of an asterisk there. No offense to Evansville North, is a really good team, but Danielle Welch, North Central's best player, did not play in either of the 2 games of the Paul Logan Classic this weekend that we also featured on the ISC Sports Network. Roby makes them both. She's got 5.
Westfield going to pick up a little bit of 1-2-2. I like this, little 1-2-2 trap. Try to slow this South Bend Washington offense down.
Floater by Reynolds is good.
Got to keep her out of the middle if you're going to do that, though. That was a little too easy for Amaya Reynolds.
Roby flying down the floor. So it's 8 points in a little more than 2 minutes to start this half for South Bend Washington. And that is reminiscent of their offensive firepower throughout the course of the year. And no Mila Reynolds, no Shamara Allen tonight. 7 players in uniform for the Panthers. It has not slowed him down yet. Great feed. Basket does not go. But then Crockett pokes it free. Collinsworth lets a player fly by, but here comes the other half of the Reynolds family to knock it away.
Yep. Collinsworth just trying to get the shot off. Shot faking, not at working.
And Kira draws the contact from Roby. And Kira Reynolds will shoot 2. So as Reynolds goes to the free throw line, let's thank our friends from Henry County. Experience iconic sites like the Hoosier Gym, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, and the world's largest high school fieldhouse. You can also discover enriching, entertaining, and recreational experiences throughout the community. Make memories that last a lifetime in Henry County, Indiana. Visit hoopsandhenry.com to learn more. Reynolds makes them both. She's got 14. Largest lead of the game now for South Bend, Washington. Westfield jumped out to an early 13-5 lead. Panthers then wrestled it back in the second quarter. And now you worry about Westfield. Offensively, can they keep up? Crockett has to be a big part of it and powers her way up and over Kira Reynolds.
That time the ball got back to Alyssa Crockett. I think she's going to be a key offensively in the second half. Right now they've got Kira Reynolds on her. If you bring Crockett away from the basket like she did, Reynolds has a little more difficult time getting that shot blocked.
And now South Bend Washington will simply take their time to get in their proper set.
Trying to get a count on Jones getting to the basket.
Jones from the elbow. Too strong. Good, again, good block out that time by Westfield. Tebby comes out of there with it. Collinsworth with the left hand. Good take. She's had 5 in both games for the Shamrocks.
She hesitated on that three-point shot. It was the right move so she could get to the basket.
30-second timeout taken by South Bend Washington. Let's thank our friends at Quack Daddy Donuts. Their donuts are fresh, made to order cake donuts with 6 icings and 17 toppings to choose from. Quack Daddy has locations in both Pendleton and Westfield. And if you're interested in opening your own franchise location, reach out to Andy at qddwestfield@gmail.com. And I have been told there will be Quack Daddy Donuts for the crew tomorrow morning for breakfast.
Tomorrow morning?
So if you
I thought there was going to be post-game. I was getting excited. Don't talk about tomorrow morning.
I know where Andy lives. We just go straight to his house if you need to.
Okay, let's go.
34-26 our score. Another 30-second timeout taken by the Panthers.
That's what I use donuts to bribe my team. We watched a little film this morning. Got to have donuts after practice.
Hey, you have me at donuts
That's
any time
right.
of day. I'm
right.
good to go with that.
Every time I hear the franchise, though, I think, man, that'd be dangerous. I can't do a franchise. I'd be eating the donuts all the time.
Little press break here by South Bend Washington. Offensive foul. Charge taken by Haley Remax. Monique Mitchell whistled for the foul.
Broke the press, and I like that press. It kind of was a little bit of a surprise and put the ball in somebody's hands you don't really want at that point. And so that's a key. It's out of Amaya Reynolds or Rashonda Jones's hands. You see Rashonda Jones coming back in the game, and that was a key for that turnover. Good call by Westfield.
Just the 4th turnover committed by South Bend Washington. In a limited turnover game, Westfield was 6. Remax going to work. Good move, just couldn't finish. And Gillen the board. Gillen's had a really solid day in extended minutes for South Bend Washington.
Yeah. Westfield's got to work the ball a little bit more before they take it in like that so they can get that shot off. South Bend Washington just kind of set up on defense ready to block that shot.
Reynolds, the floater, no. Fight for the loose ball. Tracked down by the Panthers, that's Wilson. Head fake and drive, and then lost the handle. Freshman yet to score in this one.
Come out here.
Remax for 3. Not there.
Middle. Middle. Middle.
Jones will take her time.
Well, with an 8-point lead, the more that they can take time off the clock with every possession, the easier it's going to be for them.
Reynolds around Crockett and scores. That is a high-level post matchup, Reynolds and Crockett.
Yep.
Runner by Tebby out of control.
High percentage shot when she gets it down in the paint.
That was Roby, by the way, that took the shot, not Tebby, but steal by Westfield to get it back after the miss. And Crockett.
Great find, great find.
And as a big, you can make a lot of points by simply running the floor as Crockett did. At the other end, Reynolds will shoot 2 free throws. Collinsworth will be whistled for the foul. And Amaya Reynolds will go back to the free throw line. So as Reynolds connects on the first of 2, let's thank our friends at Indiana State University, devoted to helping more students achieve education without compromise, because a world-class college experience should be in reach for everyone. Reynolds misses that one. She's got 12. Here a 16, Amaya a dozen. Lead to 9. Roby split 2 defenders, but that 6'4" wingspan is there to knock it away.
Easiest way to block a shot if you're a shot blocker is to come in from that help side, and that's what Kira Reynolds did.
And Kira Reynolds has kind of stumbled as she's trying to go up for that one, and Crockett spiked it like it were a volleyball.
It's a good block by Crockett. Great timing to get up on top of it. But Kira Reynolds is to keep taking it to the basket. She just lost her footing. That's been a good move for her. She kind of folded.
And the freshman goes right back at her, gets her around her while we show you the replay, and scores it.
I like this little battle going on between the two of them.
That'll be a foul on Kira Reynolds as Collinsworth will shoot 2 free throws. So that foul on Kira will be her second, and she played in foul trouble during the earlier session. Collinsworth, 5 of 7 from the stripe on the season. Connects on that one. She averages 4 points a game. She's sitting on 6. In fact, she is the leading scorer other than Crockett for Westfield in this game. And hits another. Westfield hanging around, 9-point game. Timeout called by South Bend, Washington. This is a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Minute 41 to play in the third quarter. Panthers have the ball with a 9-point lead here on the ISC Sports Network.
Oh, baby, that got me awake.
The worm has turned in Logansport.
Look at that play.
The lob underneath, that is. You don't get any picture perfect more than that.
That young man will be glad that our cameras were here for tonight's contest.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you can watch, you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Thanks to our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Thank you, Greg, Elijah. Thanks to Doug, Aaron. Thanks to Kevin Ratterman. And Eric Connect, our camera operators for tonight's contest. Alongside Jane Schott, Greg Rakestraw. Thanks to Pete Smith, who joined us for the morning session earlier. Tomorrow, Bob Lovell has the morning games with us, and Mike Broughton will have the evening session. Connorsville, Westfield at 11, followed by Homestead and Cathedral. Consolation game at 6, championship game at 8. Those will be basketball games 15 through 18 of the week on the ISC Sports Network.
Great stuff.
We're going to go ahead and take Friday and Saturday off at this point.
Should.
We figure that's okay.
We'll give you a couple days. That's it, though. That's it, though.
We'll get right back at it next Tuesday with Addicks and Lawrence North. On the drive, Reynolds. To Reynolds. Amaya to Kira. And a foul will be called.
Just doing a little, I don't know if it's a stall. I'm not going to say it's a stall just yet, but they're definitely taking time off the clock when they had the 2 high posts and they were popping out and just trying to work the basketball a little bit until they see an opportunity they want. And the opportunity they saw was Kira Reynolds down inside, getting her the basketball.
Let's thank our friends at the National Scouting Report, Leanne Bird and the good folks at NSR. She works directly with college coaches on a daily basis to assist in the recruiting process. We've only got one chance to get recruited. Make the most of it by contacting Leanne and a team of local scouts, 217-372-7382. Her email, lbird@nsr-inc.com. Kira makes 1 of 2.
Washington
10-point
picking
game.
up a little bit of full court press, something they don't do much because of their lack of depth.
Collinsworth, a good look that would not go. And Jones will walk into the front court. No 5 count being applied. Now it is as Tebby gets a little bit closer. Jones. An errant dribble, but has Kira Reynolds to bail her out.
Good on-ball defense, keeping them in front, not letting her get to the basket. That's the toughest thing.
And
there
then
you see,
Amaya Reynolds kind of got caught looking towards the sidelines, and Roby picked her pocket.
Yep. Good heads-up play on defense. Westfield going to try to make a run here, and that'd be helpful to score before the quarter.
Crockett finds Roby, got fouled, shot won't go. That's going to be against Jones, and Olivia Roby will shoot 2. What will it take? Westfield's in the game, but to make up 10 points in 8 minutes and 9 seconds, what has to happen?
Well, one thing that's going to be helpful is if they can score points like this when the clock is stopped. That's helpful. The other thing that they've got to do is when they're taking it to the basket, the and one would help. Defensively, they've got to find a way to close down Kira Reynolds. She's kind of going off on them right now in the third quarter.
Roby makes one, misses one. Amaya Reynolds flying down the floor. Ball knocked off her leg. Out of bounds. Turnover, South Bend, Washington. Crockett will inbound. Collinsworth, look ahead pass, and that is a foul that did not need to happen. Now, it will not lead to free throws, however. That is the 4th foul against one of South Bend Washington's top players.
Yep, she saw the opportunity. She thought she was going to get the steal. Break for Westfield because Rashunda Jones on the bench for part of the 4th quarter could be a key for them to be able to come back a little bit.
Has to be a tip here, can't be a catch, that's it. There was some contact, but clock went off, no foul. So, to the final quarter of the championship game of the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic, South Bend Washington leads Westfield 40-31 here on ISC.
At Forum Credit Union, we know it's not always easy to manage your finances. That's why we post quick tip videos and infographics every month to help you with all of life's big and small financial decisions. Follow us today and access free resources at forumcu.com. At Forum Credit Union, we make it easy to focus on what matters most, removing unneeded stress and worry. From making secure mobile payments to earning cash back on everyday purchases, we've got you covered. See more at forumcu.com.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello!
There we go. Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Got at least 8 minutes of basketball left to go today here in Newcastle. Greg Rakestraw, Jane Schott with you. 40-31, South Bend Washington got off to a quick offensive start in the third quarter. He's been kind of throwing jabs since that point in time, keeping Westfield at bay. And Rashunda Jones just picked up her 4th foul. If you're just joining us, South Bend Washington without their top player in Mila Reynolds. The Maryland-bound senior out with a knee injury. And not thought to be long-term. Gillen cut off by Remax. We'll kick it out to Amaya Reynolds. Amaya traveled. Tried to force the issue. 9th South Bend Washington turnover. This Westfield team, a 10-game winning streak coming in. Knocked off Franklin the morning game, and I say knocked off because Westfield ranked 8th, Franklin 2nd. That 2-point differential, met the eye test. That was how different those teams were. Not much difference at all. Crockett a missed 3. Rebound of the Panthers. And tied up, and the arrow will give it right back to Westfield. Kelleher will check back in for the Shamrocks. As Tebby will get a breather. Steal by Washington. Mitchell will pull from 15. How about that? Sometimes as a freshman, you're too young to know any better.
And that's something with Rashunda Jones on the bench. Mitchell's going to be out there, and she gives him some offense.
Roby gets the friendly roll. Roby with 8. Full timeout going to be called by Westfield. Let's step aside. 7 minutes and a second left to go on this one. Once again, the lead is 9 for the Panthers of South Bend, Washington. You're watching on ISC and My Indy TV.
At Forum Credit Union, we know strong communities invest in education. That's why the Forum Foundation has given over $800,000 to local educators and students pursuing their collegiate dreams. Learn how Forum gives back at forumcu.com. At Forum Credit Union, we provide smart ways to borrow money for life's planned and unplanned expenses. We also have fun, easy ways to save money. See how Forum can help you with your financial goals at forumcu.com.
Oh, baby! That got me awake.
The worm has turned in Logansport.
Look at that play.
The lob underneath, that is. You don't get any picture perfect more than that.
That young man will be glad that our cameras were here for tonight's contest.
You look at Coach Reynolds on the sidelines for South Bend, Washington. Semi-state champions last year. Of course, with Skylar Diggins leading the way. Now Skylar Diggins-Smith. South Bend, Washington made 4 straight state championships between 2006 and 2009. That was in their 4A days. They're now enrollment-wise in the 3A classification. On the drive, Mitchell up and under. Got it on the rim, couldn't finish. That ball hits the baseline, and it will be out of bounds to Westfield.
Well, Coach Smith's going to have to be a little creative. Not only does he have 2 starters not even in this game, but now with Rashenda Jones on the floor, he's got a few subs in the game, and I think that's where you're going to see it show up. Defensively, you're going to miss Jones on the floor.
Olivia Roby, the and one opportunity. Wilson picks up the foul.
Olivia Roby doing a good job. Wilson got a little bit behind on that little head fake that she had out top. No help defense to get there.
Roby missed it. Remax crashes to get the rebound. 7-point game and a chance to make it closer if you're Westfield. That was the 4th foul on Wilson as well. And they'll leave Wilson out. They'll roll the dice. Will South Bend, Washington. Roby again. Not that time, but Kelleher the rebound. I wonder if the legs are starting to go for South Bend, Washington with so few players in these games. 3 no good by Crockett, but last touch by the Panthers. And Crockett offensively, 4 of 12 from the floor today.
Hasn't been able to find it behind the arc. 0 for 4 there.
This is a long defensive possession for South Bend, Washington. Crockett from 15, found the range that time.
Good offensive rebounding by Westfield, just finding a way.
It's a 5-point game. Here comes the trap. Kira Reynolds. A little give and go between the Reynolds family. Mitchell for 3, not that time.
That's one where if you're Coach Steve Smith, you want to take a little more time off.
Up and under, Roby missed it. Kira Reynolds. Then Roby gives the foul. 5th foul of the half against Westfield. So side out of bounds to South Bend, Washington.
Especially because 5 minutes left, Rashenda Jones still on the bench. They've got a 5-point lead. If they can just take a little time off, it would be a way to stretch this quarter so that you can get Jones back in the game.
Wilson, good skip pass to Kira Reynolds. Mitchell from the elbow, no fear. We talked about that in the keys. Directed how to Westfield needed to attack the basket.
That's right.
Freshman showing that for the Shamrocks. It's going to be a blocking foul on Gillen.
That may be one you, as a coach, you go, no, no, no. Oh, good shot, good shot. She's feeling it. She's aggressive. Shot goes in. Nice job by Mitchell.
1 plus the bonus for Kelleher. 82% free throw shooter. That one's good. Kelleher missed that one, but tracks down the rebound.
She's the first to know.
2-possession game. On the drive, shot blocked by Mitchell. And Reynolds lost the handle, turnover. And Roby will wait. Rudolph for three. Not that time. Crockett taps it out. Can Kelleher save it? Yes. Now Collinsworth the three. No. And Wilson out of there with it for South Bend, Washington. Well, clearly there's a little more life in the legs of Westfield to go down, to track down those loose balls.
Great hustle, great offensive rebounding, just couldn't get those threes to go down, Greg. You think that could have changed some momentum because they were just waiting for it to go down.
Now the question is, can they make enough jump shots to catch up?
Yeah.
Crockett tips it away. It'll remain South Bend Washington ball, and here comes Jones back in.
Yeah. Probably trying to get to that 4-minute mark.
She'll replace Gillen, so Mitchell will stay on the floor. Mitchell has earned some extra playing time here late. Here comes the trap. Amaya Reynolds on the drive, got fouled. It will be on the way up, so 2 shots coming up for Amaya Reynolds.
Reynolds strong to the basket. That play designed just to get a little isolation for her or for Kira. Kira's on the other side.
So free throw for Reynolds is good. Tebby will check back in for Westfield. Tonight's game presented in part by LD Smith Plumbing, proud supporter of Indiana High School basketball. Visit their website at ldsmithplumbing.com. LD Smith Plumbing, we are water's boss. Amaya makes them both. She's got 14. Tonight, 9 of her points have come from the free throw line. Rudolph for 3. Gets the bounce. And a timeout taken by Westfield. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, but how about the senior off the bench with her first field goal?
That's exactly what Westfield needed. They're just looking for a little bit of energy. Senior comes off, gets her opportunity, knocks it down. Gets the friendly bounce, but that's a shooter's touch.
You would have thought she was a Newcastle Trojan with the bounce that she got.
That's right.
In the home of Newcastle basketball. We have had a splendid day in Henry County. You can too when you visit this great place. Experience iconic sites like the Hoosier Gym, Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, and right here, the world's largest high school field house. Also discover enriching, entertaining, and recreational experiences throughout the community. Make memories that last a lifetime in Henry County, Indiana. Visit hoopsandhenry.com to learn more.
Got a lot of, one of the things that you always think about, 4 minutes is a long time in the fourth quarter. So, lots of time left to play. Westfield's got a little energy. They're coming back. We'll see what this brings.
Quick game reset. Possession arrow, we give it to Washington. Both teams are in the bonus. Each team has 17 fouls, again, because of the scarcity of players for South Bend, Washington today. They've got 2 young ladies with 4 fouls. Jones and Wilson each have 4. But they are on the floor right now with 3:46 left to go. Inside out, Amaya Reynolds to Kira Reynolds, and that was halfway down and popped out. Crockett now will lead the break. Amaya Reynolds going to be called for the reach-in foul. And Alyssa Crockett, a 90% shooter, will go to the line to shoot 1 plus the bonus.
Yeah, that's one of those where running alongside of her, tried to reach across the body. I know Amaya, maybe she did get ball, but that's a tough one. That far from the basket, let that one go, especially on the 90% free throw shooter.
Crockett was 16. She'll play at Michigan. Yep. Good chance of being an Indiana All-Star as well. Free throw is up and good. She's got 17. Back to a 3-point game. This is as close as this has been in a while. Washington pushed to double figures relatively early in the third quarter. Westfield has slowly been chipping away at it. Jones away from the double. Basket cut by Reynolds, and she is fouled by Tebby. So Amaya Reynolds will shoot 1 plus the bonus. Second foul on Tebby.
Free throws will be critical going down the stretch here, Greg. Westfield's been very, very proficient at free throws. Amaya Reynolds gets hers.
10 for 13 is Amaya from the line. Misses that one. Still a 2-possession game. And then Amaya Reynolds picks the pocket of Tebby. She'll wait for her teammates to cycle through. Kira Reynolds for 3. Not that time. There's going to be a foul called against South Bend, Washington. It's going to be on Mitchell. So 1 plus the bonus at the other end for Westfield. Gillen will return. Wilson will have a seat for the Panthers. Remax back in. Tebby to the sidelines. Rudolph is 1 for 2 from the line.
Kira Reynolds has taken 2 threes in the last couple of possessions, and I believe she probably could hit it, but that's maybe not the shot that they want at this stage of the game.
Gillen.
Especially when she's been unstoppable inside.
Kira Reynolds gets downhill and got tripped. Got bumped. Rudolph with the foul. And that's probably more where you want to see Kira with that shot.
She handles the ball so well. She gets to the paint. She's tough to stop, tough to guard.
So Reynolds from the line tonight is 3 of 5. She'll get a redo on this one. So she gets 2. Tonight's game presented by Community First Bank. Community First Bank of Indiana is a team of genuinely helpful local bankers who love supporting the Westfield community. And the bank is a proud sponsor of local athletics. Learn more at cfbindiana.com. Member FDIC. The freshman goes 1 of 2. She's got 20. The lead is 5. Little 3-quarter court pickup here by the Panthers. Roby steps through. Shot blocked by Reynolds. That's 3 of those for Kira in this game. Doesn't have to be a 3, but it needs to be points this time down for Westfield.
And fairly quickly, not super fast, but you don't want to take off too much time.
Crockett trying to create some space. Kelleher in the lane. Pretty move.
Great move. Great first step and carried her all the way for that layup. Very nice.
Kelleher with 5, just her second bucket. Sophomore averages 6 a game, almost a travel. Jones finds a sliver of space, and Gillen gets the bucket, her second of the game. (50-45). Kelleher kicks to an open player for 3. Collinsworth with 10. And a timeout taken by Westfield. I believe this will be a full timeout. It will be, so let's step aside for a final time in regulation. Down to a 2-point game. South Bend, Washington leading Westfield here on ISC and My Indy TV.
Have you ever heard a song or jingle or a certain slogan that you just can't get out of your head and you think about it all day long? Well, here's one that's going to stick in your head for a while. Dig the gig. Come on, say it with me. Dig the gig. NLBC is offering you a gig of residential fiber optic internet for just $99 per month, where fiber optic service is available. Dig the gig right now for $99 at NLBC.com. NLBC, your life connected. Oh, and dig the gig.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score.
So 50-48, Westfield asked for time after the 3-point basket by Collinsworth. Her second 3 of the game, and The role player stepping up big down the stretch.
Great find by Rashunda Jones. She just kept it alive, and Lauren Gillen gets to the spot. Great kick out, though. Westfield responds with a big three by Keller.
One of the rare times we've been able to see Westfield kind of play inside out during tonight's game. Both teams now in the double bonus. Here comes the trap. Jones finds Reynolds. Jones splits two defenders. Up and under, shot blocked. It'll remain South Bend Washington ball.
Got it all the way to the basket. Letting them play.
It's been generally the case today throughout the games we have seen.
Westfield trying to get a trap so far.
Gillen again. The senior, back-to-back buckets.
Yep.
She averages 2 a game. She's had 17 for the 2 games combined. Kelleher around Reynolds for the basket.
Keller has that answer.
Now it's about getting a stop if you're Westfield. You got to have at least one to win this one. Jones around the trap. Jones drives and dishes. They're going to give the offensive foul. Jones will foul out. Remax was there waiting on her. So Jones is done with 1 minute left to go, and there's that stop that Westfield had to have.
That's a big one, too. She got it on the pass. That jump pass sometimes gets you, unfortunately. Great job by Remax to step in and take that huge charge. Now Westfield's got an opportunity to tie it or take the lead.
Mitchell back in the game. Washington down to 6 players now. And again, they've got another player sitting on 4 fouls in Wilson. Collinsworth thought about it. Crockett can do more than think about it, but she turns it down for now.
Westfield doesn't need to get passive now. They need to do what they've got done to get themselves back into this game. Being aggressive, driving to the basket, kicking it out, looking for great opportunities.
Remax at the elbow. One dribble. Thought about the 19-footer. Roby's got to be careful. And there's Reynolds, takes it away. Reynolds into the front court, and South Bend Washington will ask for a timeout. 16 seconds remaining in the game. That Westfield possession took about 40 seconds off the clock. But Reynolds once again using that wingspan to make a play.
That was a great read on her part. It was a pass across the lane, and she just stepped right in. Got a good long look right there. Probably trying to get it across to either Crockett.
And coach/dad could not take a timeout fast enough with his 6'4" freshman daughter leading the break.
Coming down the sideline, and she's a good ball handler,
yes,
but
you know,
in this case, that was the right timeout to take. Get yourself gathered, get the ball in the people's hands. Amaya Reynolds has got to be the person right now that takes care of her team. She's a great free throw shooter. She probably won't turn the ball over, so you want the ball in her hands. On the flip side, we've seen Westfield. They were effective bringing the trap, even though that Lauren Gillen was getting some layups. I think it really sped up the pace and gave Westfield a chance to get back in this basketball game.
Let's thank our friends at the Indy Card Exchange. They're actively buying collections from all eras of sports cards. Follow on Facebook and Instagram or go to IndyCardExchange.com for more info and see how you can make money off of your collection. And that's going to be a foul as Reynolds got bumped trying to break free, and that's on Crockett, but it's the 10th team foul. So it's guaranteed 2 free throws from Aya Reynolds. They're going to put a 1/10 of a second back on the clock because that was not considered a live ball foul. That's the reason for the discussion. And Jenny Smith caught that immediately and said that wasn't live, right? And official said no. By the way, the trophies being put in place in the scorer's table. You see them there in the background?
Yeah, they're big. That's nice.
Reynolds misses.
Still got a chance.
So at worst, Westfield knows they have a chance to tie this time down. Now what happens on this free throw? Missed it. 2 to tie, 3 to win it for Westfield. Shamrocks want a timeout. So 13.1 seconds left to go. Another full timeout taken by the Shamrocks. All right, clearly you want to try to get the ball in a shooting scenario to Alyssa Crockett. What are you drawing up here, Coach?
Well, I think you definitely have her as an option, but we know she's also a good passer, and she trusts her teammates. So whatever you do, I would say you're going to – I would look for getting a 3, to be honest with you, with this stage of the game. Although, if you can get a quick 2, because of the foul trouble that they're in down there, you like your chances in overtime against this team.
Jenny Smith on your screen. Her 7th year as the girls basketball coach here at Westfield. And I would encourage you to go to the Indy Star website and check out Kyle Neddenrip's profile on the Smith family story. Jenny is from Arkansas, played college basketball at Arkansas Tech. Her husband from the Kokomo area played for Basil Mobby. Happened to make his way to Joliet Junior College in Arkansas Tech. Because of some health concerns that Jenny's husband went through, the family moved back to the Indiana area and eventually started working in the Westfield School Corporation, became the girls basketball head coach, and she'll be here tomorrow because her son Braden is a Mr. Basketball candidate, likely Indiana All-Star, as Westfield will play the 11 a.m. game on the boys' side tomorrow morning. So Roby receives the inbounds pass. And clock is on your screen. You're going to get Crockett going downhill. Now in the corner. Kelleher, kick out. 3 for the lead for Remax. No, and that's it. Westfield got a great look. They could never get Crockett the ball. But South Bend, Washington, with just 7 players and without their top scorer, wins the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic.
Hate for any team to lose that game, but that's a great look for Westfield. She just missed it. It's exactly what you draw up and what you want for your team. They didn't get Crockett coming down the lane. She was the next option. She was wide open, just didn't go down for her.
Stay tuned. Post-game coverage, trophy presentation, all tournament team and more. It all comes your way next as you're watching the 2021 Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic right here on the ISC Sports Network.
At Forum Credit Union, we know strong communities invest in education. That's why the Forum Foundation has given over $800,000 to local educators and students pursuing their collegiate dreams. Learn how Forum gives back at forumcu.com. At Forum Credit Union, we provide smart ways to borrow money for life's planned and unplanned expenses. We also have fun, easy ways to save money. See how Forum can help you with your financial goals at forumcu.com.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Championship trophy has been presented to South Bend, Washington. Congratulations to the Panthers. And what does that do for them not just to win this title, but going to do so. See that happen, says the boss. That's Mila Reynolds, who is averaging 25 points a game. She isn't able to play because of a knee injury. Without your best player, you just beat two really good basketball teams.
Yeah, and that's got to give the young confidence. What he's doing is building his bench is what you got to have to get through the tournament. When it comes to tournament time, his South Bend Washington Panthers had good step up from those people off the bench.
All-tournament team being recognized for Washington. They have two players, and Kensia Levasseur as well as Elena Thorne that have made the all-tournament team. Ashlyn Traylor representing Franklin Community High School. She had 25 points in the consolation game win. Alyssa Crockett representing Westfield on the all-tournament team. Certainly very deserving. Talked about her skills throughout the course of our broadcast today. 29 total points over 2 games. The freshman Kira Reynolds being named to the all-tournament team as well. I think I probably have an idea as to the player that's going to be about to be named next. Who will also be referenced as the tournament MVP. Chad Nickham, our PA announcer, announcing it to the fans here in attendance. And it's Amaya Reynolds. Yeah. And very fittingly so. She had 20 in the morning game, 15 in the championship game. And she has been named as the tournament MVP. Certainly very deserving of that award.
Very big key for them to come through and win. She did a great job of getting the ball at the right spots, found her way to the free throw line.
By the way, the 4 players from Crockett left, all seniors.
Yeah.
2 players on the right, freshman junior for South Bend, Washington.
Yeah.
So congratulations to those 6 being on the all-tournament team, and congratulations to these 2 teams adding to their trophy cases, being the runner-up as well as the winner of tonight's game. Let's thank the following sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible on ISC and My Indy TV. Thanks to our friends at Ball State University. Ball State, we fly. Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender, Indiana's hometown mortgage lender. And by the Indy Card Exchange, Indiana's source for vintage and modern sports cards. Of course, in a 2-point game, the margin of error or the reason for victory is very slim. What was it that put South Bend Washington over the top in your estimation tonight?
Well, when they went on that big run, Greg, in that first half, I felt like that really kind of set the tone and put Westfield on their heels. So then Westfield has to play from behind. And even with foul trouble, that means South Bend Washington can control the game, which is exactly what they did. Credit Westfield for battling back and not giving up. They found a way to make it a game, but South Bend Washington, from the first half, made that big run, made all the difference.
That run of which you reference was from 13-5, Westfield led. 13 straight points by South Bend Washington, made it 18-13. At halftime, they led by 4. It quickly became double digits in the third quarter. It got to 42-31 at one point. Westfield kept chipping away, but could never get over the hump. And by the way, also worth noting that the last 2 baskets of this game for South Bend Washington belong to senior Lauren Gillen, who averages 2 points a game. She had 17 points in the 2-game combined today.
Westfield had a gamble, and when they gambled, that left Lauren Gillen open for layups underneath. But you know what? Those are the hardest ones to make. You have to make them, and she did it as a senior. Way to step up.
So the Nets are going to be coming down here at Newcastle. They'll be going home with the young ladies from South Bend, Indiana. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with final thoughts on this one. Have some post-game hardware of our own to hand out. But the large trophy is going to last year's 3A runners-up. South Bend Washington has won the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic. Back to wrap up a full day of basketball after this here on ISC and My Indy TV.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
At Ball State University, our promise is simple: to empower the success of our students. Our students benefit from immersive learning, innovative academic programs, and state-of-the-art facilities. Ball State offers a distinctive yet affordable educational experience and the ideal environment to prepare for a fulfilling career and a meaningful life. We inspire Cardinals to transform their communities, to revolutionize their industries, and to make a difference. We fly. Are you ready to fly?
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Wrestler!
Wrestler! Whoa!
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa. My goodness.
122.60 for Penn.
Oh, what a swim. 6 of them.
How many nets, Jane, have you been fortunate to cut down over the years as a player or coach?
Not very many, because I don't feel like we did that a lot in college for some reason. That was where we got most of our championships then. But got one in sectional in high school. Got one of these. Won the Hall of Fame Classic in 1986 against Noblesville on their home court. That was a big upset. Got to cut that one down.
I asked because I was fortunate enough to be able to get a piece of one during my days of doing the radio with IUPUI. They were kind enough during a 2-minute timeout of the postgame show, hey, get over here and get a piece of the net before it's all gone, and I did. The reason I bring that up is that when you've only got 7 players in uniform, everybody gets a bigger chunk of the net than you normally would.
Bigger chunk, and they're sharing it around. They gave one to Mila too as well, even though she didn't get to play, and that's part of it. I mean, she's going to be back, and other people got an opportunity to step up, so this team is going to be a tough out when it comes to tournament time.
Coach Phillips, of course, was a part of their state championship team, the first go-around with the Skylar Diggins group back in the late 2000s, if you will. She's an assistant coach on last year's state runner-up team. And clearly, as we have seen tonight, as Steve Reynolds talking about his team's performance this evening, they are the clear-cut favorite in 3A. And again, I think if they were in the 4A tournament, they'd have a chance in that one too.
Most definitely. I was very impressed tonight by Coach Smith's management of his players and the foul trouble that he had, and playing 2 games with so few. Great job overall. Pressed at the right times, held the ball a little bit to give a little bit of a break, and they got the ball in the people's hands that needed it. Kira Reynolds and Amaya Reynolds did some big damage tonight.
Well, the young lady on your screen is going to be our player of the game, that being Amaya Reynolds. She was named the tournament MVP. And again, 15 points, while her younger sister Kira scored more points. Again, when they had to have a bucket, when they had to have a calming set of hands on the ball, it was the junior point guard in Amaya Reynolds.
Yeah, she did a terrific job just managing. You talk about game management from a point guard position. She did hit her free throws. She ended up with 15 points, 4 assists, a block shot, and a steal. So overall, just kind of managed that game for South Bend, Washington.
Let's talk about some of the stats for all players in tonight's game. For South Bend, Washington, they had 5 players score. Kira Reynolds had a double-double. She had 20 points and 12 rebounds. Amaya Reynolds had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 6 points from Monique Mitchell. How about the freshman with some big buckets late? We need to mention her, too.
She came in, no fear, and just let it fly.
Lauren Gillen was 6, and Rashunda Jones dealt with foul issues. Ended up fouling out, but she would finish the game with 5 points. For Westfield, Alyssa Crockett had 17 points, but had 18 rebounds in today's game. 10 for Emery Collinsworth, 10 for Olivia Roby, 7 for Ellie Kelleher, 4 for Michaela Rudolph, and 2 for Haley Remax. Again, when Westfield looks back at this game, they will know that their defense gave them a chance to win, but unfortunately just did not hit enough shots. They finished the game 16 of 55 from the floor.
Yeah, most definitely well below their average. 29% on the game and only 19% from behind the arc, 4 for 21.
40-37 was the margin on the glass. Westfield had 15 offensive rebounds. South Bend Washington had 8. Well-played game from a turnover standpoint. 9 assists to 9 turnovers for Westfield. 8 assists to 13 turnovers for South Bend Washington. So Westfield exits 13-3. South Bend Washington 15-2. In our consolation game, Franklin ran their record to 17-1 with their victory over Washington. The Hatchets ended up finishing 13-3. They were the team that went 0-2 here at Newcastle today. Coach, overall, not just your final thoughts on this game, but your final thoughts on the day in general here at Newcastle High School.
Great day of basketball. This tournament has been one of the crowning jewels for teams to get asked to be in, and then they don't disappoint. They come and they battle, and it's a great opportunity for people to see terrific basketball.
And again, expect these two teams. You've got, two teams in the 3A levels, Washington, South Bend, Washington, Westfield, and Franklin. I would think these teams are playing well into the month of February, if not making their way to Gamebridge Fieldhouse.
Well, they all have a chance, that's for sure. And so, everybody's got to be a little bit lucky. You got to stay healthy, but all 4 of these teams have terrific talent and well coached, so they've got a chance.
I want to know how the freshmen got the chance to cut down an entire net at the other end of the floor. I'm not sure I'd be giving that up if I was that young lady.
Well, everybody else is getting interviewed, so maybe that's what it is.
Way to be a team player by
right.
Monique
that's
Mitchell.
Right.
Again, thanks to our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Thanks to Kevin and Eric, as well as Elijah on the cameras. Thanks to David, as well as Aaron and Greg, as far as our truck is concerned. Thanks to Chris May, the executive director of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, for having us be a part of today's festivities. Thanks to Pete Smith that joined us on the morning session. It's been wonderful, as always, to work with Jane Schott here on the evening session. We will do this again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. 11 o'clock in the morning for our first of 4 boys games in the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic. That will feature Westfield and Connersville, followed immediately by Homestead and Cathedral, with the consolation at 6, the championship game in the neighborhood of 8 o'clock. The large trophy goes to the team that had the longest drive to make, South Bend, Washington. They beat Washington High School in the morning game 56-28. They survived Westfield in the evening game 52-50 to take home the championship of the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic. Thank you so much for joining us all day. Do it again tomorrow, whether you were watching on ISC TV, Comcast Xfinity 81, or MyIndy TV. All those places will have these games for you tomorrow. For tonight, goodbye from Newcastle, and thanks for joining us on the ISC Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And, of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now, because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
At Ball State University, we welcome you as a learning partner from day one. Our students bring creativity and determination to each aspect of the learning experience, from the classroom to the community. At Ball State, we help students turn an emerging passion into an enduring purpose. Our beautiful campus, welcoming environment, immersive learning, and collaborative culture provide the ideal place for you to pursue your journey to a fulfilling career and a meaningful life. We fly. Are you ready to fly?